In this video, I'm going to show you how you can build an AI agent that allows you to chat with all of your business files using a custom knowledge base. And this agent is truly no code and takes just a couple of minutes to set up. So what if you could chat with all of your company documents, procedures, and files in one custom knowledge base and get instant, accurate answers back in near real time? So I'll show you exactly how to set this up using Lindy AI. And the one crucial setting you have to get right to make sure this works the way you want it to be. So make sure you stick around to the end. So I've spent hours testing different knowledge base setups, and this one with Lindy is the easiest no-code solution I found. So this tutorial is really for beginners because it's a very basic setup in Lindy, but I also want to show you that it really is no code. It doesn't need to be as hard as you think it may be. When I was researching videos to prepare for this video, I was watching all of these crazy N8N flows that required multiple AI chat models, a vector store tool, a Pinecone vector store setup, window buffer memory, just to accomplish the exact same thing that I'm going to show you in Lindy in 3 notes. So I'm going to break this video down into 4 different parts for you to follow along. First, we're just going to set up the Lindy workspace. Then we're going to work on importing and organizing our documents, which are going to act as the foundation of the knowledge base that we're searching through. Then we're going to configure the AI agent or the knowledge base, fetch and retrieve information from those documents. And then I'm going to show you how we can just chat with the knowledge base in natural language right inside of Lindy without having to use a third-party platform like Slack or Telegram. So let me just demo how it works real quick, and then we'll build it out step by step, although it's very simple to do so. So the fictional use case is we're a Facebook ad agency, okay, and we've got different documents in a knowledge base. We've got brand guidelines and content policies for different clients, and we have our own internal ad campaign approval process. These are just some dummy documents. So inside of Lindy itself, I could just go to the Tasks tab, and this is where I can chat with my documents. You can literally do a Q&A with all of your company documents. So in this example here, I'm just saying, who approves a $7,000 campaign at AdSpark Agency, which is the name of our fictional Facebook ad agency. And I'm going to send that chat off. And what's happening in the background, and Lindy's going to show this on the screen in just a second, is it's going to take that natural language query and it's going to go into the knowledge base here, and it's going to give us a direct answer, right? So campaigns between 2,000 and 10,000 require approval from the operations manager. Since a 10,000 campaign falls within this range, it would need to be approved by Michael Chen, the operations manager. Now, where did it get that answer from? And is it actually accurate? Okay, so if we go into the ad campaign approval process document, we can see down here budget thresholds, right? So for campaigns that are between $2,000 and $10,000, it says it requires operational manager approval. That's where it's getting that from. So it's pulling in the exact information that I'm querying, and it's pulling back the correct answer, and it's giving us the reference here as well. So for campaigns under 2,000, it needs the account manager, right? For campaigns between 2 and 10,000, it needs the operation manager, and for campaigns over $10,000, it requires CEO approval. So you can see we're able to do this without Pinecone, without RAG. We're just using all of the tools that Lindy has natively. All right, so let's build this out. It's probably the easiest one that you can build, and I just want to just prove how much easier this is than doing something in N8N. So I'm inside of Lindy here, and I'm just going to select a brand new Lindy, and we're going to start from scratch. Now, we need a trigger, and we're just going to use the chat with Lindy trigger. And what this means is we can interact with our agent or our automations directly inside of the Lindy platform. Now, originally I had built this out in Slack and then I changed it at the last minute. But if you want to trigger this in Slack, you can do so. Telegram or WhatsApp, okay? They have external triggers as well, but we're going to keep this as simple as possible. So I'm just going to chat with this directly inside of Lindy, and then it's going to trigger on a message received. All right, and then the next thing that we need to do is add our knowledge base, or add the knowledge base step. And you can see Lindy's kind of anticipating what our next step is going to be after the message received. And we're going to just click this search knowledge base option over here. And now you have many different options when setting up your knowledge base, okay? You can use files like PDFs that you can upload manually. You can literally paste in text if you want to do that. Probably not very efficient. You can scrape your website, which is a really advanced feature, and I might do a different video on that as well, but that's pretty cool. You can use Google Drive, which is what I'm going to do in this video, and then there's some other options down here. But for our demo, I'm going to connect to my Google Drive, and if you do not have your connection set up here, it's going to prompt you to connect, but it takes about 30 seconds. You just log in through your Google or Gmail account so it can sync up with your Google Drive. And once you've done that, you just hit save. Now that we've got our knowledge base connected to our automation here, we need to actually build out the knowledge base, right? Or organize the documents that you want to use in your agent here. So inside of Google Drive. So you can see inside of Google Drive, I have got a folder over here. It just says knowledge base agency documents. So you need to create a kind of dedicated folder that you want your agent to have access to in Google Drive, and then dump whatever documents that you want in here. So again, for this demo, we're a Facebook ad agency. We've got a couple of brand guidelines here for a fake client. ChatGPT wrote all of this. A social media content policy for a different client. And then we've got kind of an internal ad campaign approval process document as well. But you need to set up your Google Drive folder for whatever documents you want to chat with, okay? And once you have that set up, what you can do in Lindy is we're going to click on this search knowledge base and then come down here to knowledge base. And then I'm going to connect my Google Drive. So what I want to do is add a Google file here. And what this is going to prompt me through is it's connected to my Google Drive. So it's going to prompt me here to add some files. So I'm just going to click on that. And now you can see here is the folder where I have those documents. So I'm going to click into that folder. I'm just going to select them all by hitting Command A and then hit select. Now you can see my Google Drive knowledge base node over here is showing the documents that I have, and I need to save this. And then you'll see down here in the bottom right of my screen under knowledge base where it was empty before, I now have a Google Drive connection, and it's showing that there are 3 files here. So now my knowledge base is connected to the files that I want to chat with. Now let's take a look at the other settings under the knowledge base. And I mentioned at the top of the video, there's one setting that's very important here in my testing, and it is the model, okay? I was originally testing this with Claude 3.7, and to be honest, it was hallucinating some of the answers quite a bit. So I've had, I haven't tested every model in here, but I've had really good success using O3 Mini. Your mileage may vary, but I really encourage you to test, double check the answers against the actual knowledge base itself and play around with the model, because again, I was finding varying levels of accuracy depending on the model, and I landed on using O3 Mini as the most accurate out of the ones that I tested, especially against Sonnet 3.7. So after that, the query, right? So what to search for in the knowledge base, we're going to leave that on auto. This is where the AI agent is just using the natural language from the message so it knows what to search for. Max results, I don't touch. AI will automatically fill this field. Search fuzziness, I leave this at 100, and Lindy has an explanation here. meaning, is it going to focus looking specifically for specific keywords where you would put it at a 0, which we don't really want. We want the semantic search so people can just search using natural language and the AI will kind of understand what that means. So I'm going to leave that at 100. And then after that, our knowledge base settings are pretty much done. So believe it or not, we're almost done. Now I should come up here and rename and save this. So I'm just going to name this Q&A bot. And to make sure your Lindy is turned on, you want to click this button or click the turn on button. I've made that mistake a few times. So toggle that on and now you can see changes are saved and this is active. We could test it right now, but there's only one more node to add. So we can just do that. So I'm going to add a step here, perform an action. Okay. And we want to send this back to us in the chat. So I'm going to click on chat and then send a message. So the knowledge base, they're going to take that answer and send it back to us in Lindy chat. I'm going to change this to Sonnet just because it's newer. And then I'm going to hit save. And now we should be ready to test this out. All right. So now we are ready to test our agent. So what you want to do is find a bit of information that you can test it on, right? So if I go into these brand guidelines for this fake company that ChatGPT made up over here, we can find this section over here that says color palette. So again, these are brand guidelines for this fake company. And it's saying for the primary colors to avoid using bright colors like red or neon green. Okay. So this is a bit of factual information in our knowledge base. So I'm going to come back to my Lindy and all you have to do is go under tasks. And this is where you can chat with your agent, kind of like an N8N where you can just chat with it right on the canvas. So what I'm going to ask is what colors are prohibited in Luxware's color palette? Okay. So we're directly testing if it's able to find this information and give us back the correct answer. And what you'll see happen in this tab or this view is everything that Lindy's doing, right? So it's going to search the knowledge base and it's going to show you the exact query that it's looking for. Luxware, prohibited colors in color palette. And it's going to give us the answer. According to Luxware's brand guidelines, the prohibited colors in their color palette are bright colors like red and neon green. And again, if we go back, we can see that the agent nailed it, right? It pulled out the exact information that we were looking for. It knew we were just chatting with it in natural language. It understood our question and was able to go into our knowledge base and pull out the exact piece of information that we needed. So that's all there really is to it. No N8N, no Pinecone, no vector databases. Very simple, truly no code. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you do, give me a like and a follow and let me know in the comments below what kind of build out you want to see next.